Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have with me Eunice and we're going to discuss about a new upcoming project at Upper Bukit Timah area which is called
The Sen.
The Sen. Okay, Eunice, what are you going to talk about today?
Okay, so today for myself and Gary, we're actually going to give you a brief introduction of The Sen, location, what's around it, and then as well as Gary will also start sharing with you guys on the updated land bid prices. And then of course we'll go into profitability of condos around in the area.
Yes.
And then lastly we'll also kind of guess what we think developers will launch The Sen at.
In other words, as usual, my optimistic projection of the kind of prices. Of course, there's some fundamentals to that based on the land bid prices, based on what's the markup usually, and then based on what is the last few starting from prices that the developer has done, namely, for example, Canberra Crescent and so as a Springleaf residences. So from there, I come up with a projection. And then from there, we also compare with the surrounding resale prices and also the new EC prices, which is very small gap nowadays.
Yes, with the newest land bid price also.
Correct.
Yes.
So let's get on with the first portion.
Yes, correct. So let's see whether the Sen makes sense.
Very sensible content.
So we'll start off with the location of the Sen. So as you can see from the map, actually used to be a former Bukit Batok Primary School. So quite interestingly enough.
I didn't know it was primary school. At least not conservation lah. if you know which project you're talking about, because some people don't really like to have a conservation building within the condominium. But then again, if they conserve this one, that means no need to build a condo.
Conserve the whole thing already. 347 units. The land was sold in July 2024. And then of course developers are SL Capital 8 Private Limited. Actually, so for the location itself, right, if you were to zoom in, one unique selling point of the Sen, right, is definitely we are just a stone's throw away to two major nature reserves.
Correct.
We have Bukit Batok Nature Reserve as well as Bukit Timah Nature Reserve, just a short stroll away. No, you can either also go to Hume MRT or even Bukit Beauty World MRT.
Beauty World MRT, in between both.
Correct.
Which is one bus stop away from Hume, right? Because I remember I go for the briefing. I think one of the ICs got mentioned, correct? To Hume station. Correct.
So actually very, very convenient. Or you know, if you want to walk, right, you can actually walk along the entire forested area.
Oh, okay. The park connectors.
Yeah, correct. Like, even along the road, also very chilly, very cooling in that sense.
So for people that are nature lovers.
Yes.
And then I think one key point also is it's not easy to find a project that's literally nestled near this kind of a nature reserve. Only if you come to Beauty World area or maybe Dairy Farm. Okay.
Yeah, so for people who value this kind of like tranquility, this is a project that you can look out for as well. So a little bit on background of the developers. Sustain Land, actually they are not very new in Singapore's market. They have done quite a few reputable developments. So to name a few, we actually have their coastline along Amber there, as well as One Mayor, also along Mayor Road, Freehold. They have done Sturdy Residences.
Sturdy is by there. Okay.
And then also Sky Everton. So these are just some projects that they've done. So definitely reputable in Singapore's context also. So now that we already know who the developers are, let's also see what's around the Sen and what kind of food you can get. So like just now we saw the location map earlier. We're actually very near Bukit Timah. But sorry, not Bukit Timah. Sorry, we're very near Beauty World.
Beauty World.
Yes. So that means we're also near the Chong Chin Nam food area.
Which is Al Azhar.
Yes, correct. And then the barbecue box.
That is for people of the younger generation. My generation, when I'm in NTU, NUS is Al Azhar.
Oh really? My generation, we eat BBQ box. Besides that, of course, closer to the Hume side or Hillview side, you actually have the Rail Corridor.
Rail Mall.
Rail Mall corridor.
Rail Mall.
So that's where you can get for all your food around the area here. In terms of schools, of course now we cannot guarantee what are the schools that are within 1 km or even 1 to 2 km until the Sen is correct.
Gone.
Yes, so we can only take a boundary from the school itself, and based off what we see, it does look like Bukit Timah Primary School will be within 1 kilometer to the Sen, because of course if we look at the area over where it's shaded red, that means likely it will be within 1 kilometer. But of course subject to MOE.
Any chance Pei Hwa?
Okay, so when we look at Pei Hwa, which you can see, it's actually in the blue part.
But it's okay, it's within 1 to 2 kilometers, right? In such a sense.
Yeah.
In such a sense.
You'll keep coming up.
I mean, if your sibling is already in Pei Hwa, then it is within phase 2. You can get in based on 1 to 2 kilometers, right?
Correct.
And this also gives parents a bit more mobility in terms of their home choices, without having to be restricted to that 1 kilometer radius. Because when you are very close to a very popular school, the premium is there.
Yes.
And then I think some parents might not want to pay the premium.
Ease your accessibility as well. We also have Keming. Keming is also quite a good primary school in the Bukit Batok.
You mean there's a bad primary school in Singapore?
Sorry, all primary schools are good primary schools. schools. Maybe in terms of ranking.
That's what I always say, no. preferred choice.
Oh yes, preferred choice. Correct. It's like how Princess E is also preferred choice. Good. Yes. Also looks like it is likely also 1 to 2 kilometers in that sense. Very good mix of nature, food, and even schools around us. Yes. So now let's also see how the prices might be like.
I think for now a few informations are not given by developer, so we give a broad-based description, which is what Eunice mentioned earlier. Background of developer around the area and the primary schools, which is important because we are technically in a housing area also. If you have been following my content for the last few seasons, you have noticed that I mentioned about the upcoming land bid prices, especially this year onwards. What is going to be expected from this year's land bid price to next year's launch. And I also, in my previous video, I briefly touched on only what does it mean when there is a new benchmark price. For example, if you look at the upcoming dairy farm, Bayshore Road, as well as Chuan Grove, for example, they are likely to hit close to 3,000 PSF next year, which is what I think I'm trying to make sense out of this also. What does it mean if it's a benchmark price? So if you follow me to my next slide, back when in 2017 period, when I just started the career after 2016, right? Firstly, I'm new to the industry. So prices are, 1,007 means 1,007.
Correct.
But for the people that are more senior, 10, 15 years, 20 years in the industry, when they look at Park Esta, for example, when it's going to launch at 1,007 PSF and surrounding condos are around 1,100, 1,200 PSF, which is about a 600 PSF difference. They too have a bit of resistance. Sure, because it's really too big a difference and nobody has experienced that before. Fast forward today, how Park Esta has performed from 1,007 today, it hits up to close to 2,300 PSF. And of course, the remaining surrounding condos also benefited, also went up. But what I'm trying to show everyone today is if we have a chance to take action or pick something of our choice, or still on the crossroad of deciding, and you know that next year will be a new benchmark price, shouldn't we consider something that is upcoming this period? Because somehow the benchmark price next year moving forward will be accepted.
Correct.
And people will still probably buy in, high chance they'll still buy in based on historical data. So then prices today would seem a lot more attractive or a lot more palatable. And so it's the same when we look at in 2017, 2018, 2019 period also, when Florence Residence as well as Park Clementi's was launched. If you notice, Park Clementi's is 31% higher than the resale transactions for all resale condos in the OCR area, and henceforth it is a lot of premium for people to accept. Then again, if you fast forward today, right, it also went up to 2,300 PSF, close to 2,004 in the resale market. And I think this is something that I like to draw everyone's attention instead of just mentioning it. I think with a bit of data to show what has happened before. So likely next year when Chuan Grove, for example, the developer bought the land for 1,376 PSF. and the starting price is gonna be close to 3,000 starting from prices because I mean we just checked Chuan Park, right? Chuan Park is already crossing 2008 PSF, so there's no reason developer would likely price lower. Even though it's harmonized, but it's the second phase of the harmonized plots already. At least on the first phase of harmonized plot like the Sen, developers or the government actually allowed the land bid prices to be a bit more muted.
Yes.
Maybe
developers don't really know how to price at that point also, so that's why they all went in a little bit lower. But
and
now
they're a bit more scared.
Correct. Now they're not scared already.
now
See, Letter mentioned, which was the first harmonized project, do so well. They got confidence already.
And there's a general acceptance for harmonization.
Yes.
Of the net usable space for consumers also. So moving forward next year, likely we can expect maybe not 3,000 PSF 2,999 And I think another thing to draw everyone's attention, which just came out this month when we are filming, right, is EC prices next year. Because if you have been following the news, the new EC land price at Senja Close, around the Sen area, Bukit Panjang area, is already, I really realized one thing when I was doing this also, the land size is smaller than the Sen. It's 9,000 square meters smaller, which means they might be able to build lesser units.
Correct.
And henceforth, I think to stick to the same amount of profit margin, they can't really be too low in the PSF also. To help my viewers to have a visualization, so if we draw an example of the size, average 3-bedroom size at 797 square feet. The Sen, if we are looking at, right, will be around $1.55 to $1.6 million.
Conservative, 1,953.
Comparatively, if you look at Senja Close, which is the EC, it's going to be 1.45 5, that range. What does it mean for everyone is, back then when I bought my EC, right, the common thing is EC is 20% cheaper than the new condos. But today, the price gap has really narrowed to slightly below 10%. And that is where I feel that later in the part where I compare with the resale prices, right, I realized that could the Sen be also considered as a new EC in the RCR region? Because I mean, if you look at the pricing this way, it seems like the EC prices are catching on with the new condo prices this year.
Correct.
Yeah, so I feel that this is actually a very important information that I draw it to everyone based on our analysis. And looking at the way it's going to price like Woodlands, it's going to close to 1,007 PSF.
For OCR.
Yeah, actually Auto Place already crossed 1,007 PSF already.
Yeah.
So essentially it's going to be around 1.45, 1.5 or even 1.6 if you're going for a
bigger 3-bedroom.
Correct. Yeah. And essentially one more thing I realized for new ECs also, their bedroom size cannot be too small. Because they are under HDB ruling. So it must be around 840, 872 optimally. That also brings up your quantum.
Correct.
Unlike what we see now at Springleaf 797.
Yes.
Yeah, for example.
Correct.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I think this is very important information. And of course, lastly is, if you wait for next year, Dairy Farm's launch, okay, which is also very close to the Sen, the same road down. Okay, so we are talking about one MRT stop away at Cashew area, at Hillview area, sorry. And it's going to launch at 2,400 PSF likely. I think really helps consumer to decide whether this is a safe entry price or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very important that you understand all the land bid prices, because like at the end of the day, land bid prices are what forms the basis of everything.
Correct.
Yeah.
Fundamentally how Singapore works.
Correct. Yeah. It's really like willing buyer, willing seller in that sense. But now the buyer is the developers, seller is of course the government, right?
Yeah.
So they are the ones who are dictating for us how the future prices will be like. Like what he said, now EC this kind of prices so close to us, you're no longer buying a Lexus at Toyota price. No, actually about the same price already.
That is true. I think also a realization will come in next year when the new benchmark price starts to come in. And then that's how post launches also will move, right?
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah. So if you miss your chance at the Sen now, then likely next year when you look back and compare, you'll realize that number one, you'll face a bit of price increment from the developer to match up with the resale on the newest pricing.
Correct.
And you might not have the unit of your choice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because essentially, I think the Sen, one thing that caught my attention is it is going to be the only 10-story, right? So it's going to be one of the highest viewpoint in that area, so you really get a lot of views. I think this is what most consumers would want to prefer especially if you're upgrading from Bukit Panjang area, Choa Chu Kang area. Yeah,
so that area itself, right, like what Gary mentioned, because it's the highest viewpoint also, so you could either see the Bukit Batok or even Bukit Timah Nature Reserve, and at 347 units for our land size, right, it's actually quite low in density compared to what's around us, like for example Verdale, or that actually they have a little bit more dense in that sense. So if you're looking for space in this area, definitely this project is one.
That's why it makes sense.
Correct.
Guess how many cents we said? And comment at the leave it at the comments below.
Tons with sense. In the next part that we're going to talk about, right? So okay, we've talked a lot about what's around the Sen. So now we also want to zoom in on actually how the profitability of surrounding condos near us are like. So for Verdale itself, we're actually just a short road down from Verdale.
3 minutes walk?
Correct.
5 minutes walk?
Yeah, correct. Verdale is just like maybe slightly closer to Beauty World side. Yeah, then we're a little bit closer to the nature reserve side.
And it's good that you're not the first mover there. It's tested by Verdale already.
Correct. And actually, Verdale's land price is more expensive than ours.
Yeah. Okay.
Verdale's land price is at 1,001.
Correct.
We are actually 16% cheaper. Of course, that doesn't mean developers will launch cheaper, but they do have the option to do so, if anything. Yeah, so at least that's their basis also. So Verdale is actually more expensive than us, but even though they are more expensive, you can still see the profits that they make. 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom, generally you're still seeing like
I mean, if you choose probably a good facing, reasonable floor size. No, this level 1, 2-bedroom, made $280,000, $87,000. Wow.
Correct. Okay. For ground floor.
Wow, for ground floor,
Because actually there also like, it's very, because I think we're very near nature. So it's like, even the ground floor also really feels like you're part of like the
you're attracting the crowd, right, basically. Okay.
Yes. So very, very good profits that we see by Verdale in, a short period of time.
And Verdale not near the MRT. I would suppose the area not much amenities yet, right?
Yeah, correct.
So people are still willing to pay across 2,000 PSF.
In the resale market. We're also really kind of riding on the whole beauty world transformation. Yeah, I feel like beauty world, once like Link comes up, at BT, there's going to be a lot more amenities in that area also.
And I think if you benchmark it to beauty world area, right, then the Sens really make it look very attractive.
Correct.
Right.
In terms of price point, you know, A at BT has sound like very, very high in terms of their PSF also. So then if we look at View at Kismis, which is actually also still in the same area, so these projects are actually all still the rest of core region, which is same as the Sen. They're also in the fringe of rest of core region. Yeah, but at least we're still RCR. RCR maybe potentially OCR prices. So
I think I want to highlight about View at Kismis, right, is surprisingly for a small project, with a very small layout, like the 3 bedrooms are 893 pre-harmonized.
Yes.
That means that literally at close to around 820 kind of size, right? Yeah. They can still command a profit of 460,000.
Yeah.
View at Kismis also show some example, rather the demand in this area, because even though it's small, boutique, I suppose the maintenance fee will be slightly higher. Just slightly better walking distance to beauty world area. People are still willing to pay. So I believe there's certain demand for upgraders.
Yes, definitely.
For sure.
I feel like definitely the 3-4 bedders here will also do very well. Because like what he mentioned, there's really a lot of demand for these kind of bedroom types over here.
Oh, so he said 2-bedder cannot buy?
No, 2-bedder can buy. There's also people who want to buy 2-bedder for own stay.
So if you want to see our analysis,
correct. For the 1 and 2 bedders.
1, 2 bedders, or when the layouts are out.
Yes.
When the site plan is out, we will do another one.
Correct.
And then we can discuss. We can discuss a bit more on our part 2.
If you're looking for 1 or 2 bedders.
I'm not going to do 4 parts, guys. I think if I did 4 parts. Okay, so this one is just we'll just wait for the developer's information to be out a bit more, then we can go through the unit analysis.
For it at Bukit Timah is another one, but that one of course that's freehold, so definitely the PSF is a little bit on the higher side. But you can still see, the 3 bedrooms there made actually 600,000 in terms of profits. Very, very good margin in that sense. Day 3. Also, good numbers that you see. So I feel that this really shows that in this area here itself, there's still a good demand, and generally the developments here don't lose money as long as your entry price is correct.
I would suppose so. If you look at day 3, they are mostly first day prices.
Correct.
Of course, there is also an advantage if you come in on the first day price.
Yeah.
I think one more thing is to highlight is that kind of like we are going back in time in our pricing also in terms of the quantum. Later I can show you some comparables in terms of the price matrix.
Yeah. Also all these like resale condos, right? The PSF already crossed 2000, 2001, and these are also pre-harmonized.
Day 3 also crossed 2000.
Yeah, correct.
Wow.
So if we were to calculate it in post-harmonization terms, adding 6-7%, right? You're looking at like
I use about 7 to 8 lah.
Yeah, correct.
So that's easily to 1.
Correct. Yes, 2-1, 2-2 also will hit already. So actually, if we predict the prices, we can see whether it's a good entry price also for the Sen.
Okay. So based on my optimistic projections,
Very optimistic.
I think everyone want me to be a developer one day, doing charity.
Then you will tell him, you say you will launch at this price one.
Where's your optimistic projection? Optimistic to my pocket. Okay, anyway, joke aside. Okay, of course there's some basis to that lah. Based on 20% profit margin, 8% harmonization, based on the land bid PSF. Okay, so we come out with, I would think that likely maybe launch price starting from the past few launches. Say for example, the most recent one being Springleaf, starting from at 2058. Because it's at 1995. Canberra Crescent also started at 1995. If the developer is very sensible to move some units first, at least to achieve 50 or 60% sold, then gradually sell down in the next 3 years. Maybe they want to start at 2000 PSF.
Very attractive.
The 1 bedroom will be at 862,000.
Yeah, RCR at OCR prices indeed.
Frankly, if I'm very glad that they did 1 bedrooms also, because nowadays developers don't favor doing 1 bedrooms. Like Canberra Crescent only got 3 1 bedrooms. Springleaf only got 8 1 bedrooms. So if hopefully SL, if you're watching this, you do a bit more 1 bedrooms. At least the first time homeowners that really want something brand new, they don't want it to be rented before, and they can buy back to prices that they are comfortable with, 862,000.
Below 1 mil.
Below $1 million. Below 900,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you get to choose something of a higher floor, they look a bit of premium, maybe land at 2003 PSF. That sets you at 990k. Still reasonable if it's for own stay lah, I suppose. Right, because you really get to enjoy the view and low density living, and yet you are 1 bus stop away from an MRT station that brings you to Beauty World. If it's a 2 bedroom, okay, roughly around 2 bed, 2 bath, 646 square feet. which is a dumbbell layout, which is quite common. Okay, post-harmonized 700 square feet. I did a bit of research. So SL actually has 700 square feet for coastline 2-bed 2-bath dumbbell. So I'm not so sure whether they will mimic that in their most recent TOP projects. So that will land you at around $1.29 million. And if you choose something that will good facing, that should land you at around $1.48 million. Interestingly, it will be the 3 bedrooms. Hopefully, they also stick to the size of what the past launches has been doing, 797, which is about 866 square feet. Okay, that should land you at 1.59, below 1.6, if you get a very good ballot number.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 unit.
I pray for you. If not, that should set you at $1.833 million, which is the buy-in price for Botany 2 years back. 2 years back. So that actually sets you back at the Botany prices.
Yes.
Okay, and if you missed your boat 2 years ago, and that puts you at a better location because Botany is still OCR. Yeah, so that is
So on the MRT.
fringe of RCR.
Yes, correct. So
Okay. And finally, there's no 5-bedroom here. There's a 4+ study. It's a 4+ study, right? Premium, I suppose. Should be a 1227 square feet, something bigger. I was hoping they do something smaller, like 184, but since it's a premium, I don't think they'll do any smaller than that. That should land us at below $2.5 million for a brand new 4-bedroom, harmonized.
The Sen.
Even if you top up a bit more, 200,000, that should put you at $2.6 million mid-floor unit.
Right.
Yeah, because
Fifth floor.
since you're talking about this, if you look at my table below, comparing to the surrounding, right, same 4-bedroom prices, not looking at Park Natura, it's at $3.23 million already.
It's wild.
Because of the size.
Yeah,
then again,
bigger.
Yeah, you have a bit of wasted space. Then the quantum stretches.
Yes.
So that might not be a lot of people's buying budget. I was trying to find for Verdale, which is newer. There's no transaction there. That means nobody's selling.
Correct.
That means to say a lot of own stay people. That means to say if you're the only one that buys and you sell next time, I think reasonably you can fetch
for higher price.
Higher premium.
Yes, higher
premium. Okay. So then again, if we move down, of course, if you look at Skywoods, I benchmark it against Dairy Farm area instead of doing Beauty World. Because if I do it Beauty World, obviously the Sen looks very attractive. That don't make so much sense, nonsense my work. But rather, I think if you look at comparing to OCR, Skywood at 2.075, 2017, 7 years old condo. Dairy Farm residents, also just TOP, $2.6 million transacted. Tree House, even older condos, also around $2.2, $2.3 million. Eco Sanctuary, also older, and it's already at 2.2, going $2.3 million. I think most importantly, I want to draw everyone's attention to Octo Place. 4 bedrooms are already at $1.9 million. But interestingly, if you look at the 3 bedrooms, it's already at 1.631 or average price, which is actually very close, which you mentioned earlier, right? Very close to the Sen. So I think the Sen is really a new EC in ASEAN. So if those people that don't qualify for EC, right, because of income ceiling, then they have to wait for MOP, then they have, but if you come to the Sen, it makes so much
sense.
No MOP, no income requirement.
Single person can
buy. After you separate out from your wife, your wife holds on property, you can still come and buy this. So I think essentially such opportunity is very rare to come by. For sure. I have not seen it in my past 9 to 10 years of career. You really don't really see.
Prices, right?
I mean, new launch. Back then to us it's always like 400 PSF more, 300 PSF more. So you don't really have such a close price difference comparable. So if you ask me, that is what I feel I want to do a content about the Sen, because I think that after having a bit of discussion with you, I realized that it actually fits quite a lot of people's budget. And so if you're on the sideline, you still have a place to sell, I suggest you still have some time.
Yes, a little bit.
You still have some time. I think about 1.5 months.
Around
there. Until the actual launch day. So if you're interested to find out more, feel free to call me. If not, you can call Eunice.
First you can call me.
First you call me.
You cannot get through, you call me. No, you call me first.
I guess that should be the end of the video. Stay tuned for our second part where we'll talk a bit more about the site plan, the unit analysis. Hopefully by then, developer gives some starting from prices that we can work on also. And most importantly, also the floor plan and the layouts.
We are looking to launch at first they tell us mid-September but I think a bit hard because the show flat, the shell just came up.
So
I think likely we were looking at probably October, hopefully early October. So that should be the timeline that we are kind of looking at.
Everyone, you still have time to market your place.
Yes.
If you can't sell your place in 4 weeks, call me.
Call me.
That will be the end of our the Sen condo video. We'll see you in the next one.
Yes,
see
see
you.
you.
Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye.